If you own a contracting or home service business and you want to grow your business, meta ads is one of the most consistent and predictable ways to do so. Word of mouth and referrals are much less predictable than this. Typically, you are going to have the same cost or a very, very predictable cost per lead and per cost to actually get a job with Meta. So we're going to break it down, pretty much everything that goes into Meta ads. I run Meta ads myself. I talk to contractors that run them. I'm going to give them as much information as I can away. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Number one is you need to build the foundation. So we have two pieces to this. Getting a Google business profile set up, it costs you $0 and it takes 30 minutes to set up. I have a link in my bio. It walks you through exactly how to set up the Google business profile. So take the time, get that set up, and then also you need to have a website set up. Before you even think about meta ads, like I said, that Google business profile, and then get that website set up. And then after that, why meta ads? Like I said, meta ads are very, very predictable. Other forms of advertising, Google ads, I've heard good things about Google ads. They're very expensive. Meta is cheaper. There's a lot more people on it as well. So that's why we do meta ads. The way Angie's List, Thumbtack, Yelp, platforms like that, the way those work, they take like 5 different contractors and they make you pay to bid on the same job. And oftentimes that one job, that one lead is going to take the lowest bidding contractor. You're just competing for like very, very little margins. And even if you don't land the job, you still have to pay for that job. The thing with meta ads is that you own this system. That's why you want to do meta ads. Now, we got the foundation, Google business profile, website. Why meta ads? Because they're predictable and they're scalable. Organic. What I mean by organic is posting content. All right, this is the first step. It costs you nothing to do. So before you even get into the ads, you need to post videos and you need to post images. Videos do better than images, but images are still good if you don't know how to make videos. I would still recommend that you learn how to make videos or hire a young person, hire an agency to do it. Maybe you have a cousin, maybe you have a young son, I don't know. Hire them to make the videos for you. You need to invest in this. When you post organic content, I recommend you do at least 1 video per day. That's ideal. If you can't do that much, that's okay. At least a couple times a week. But a lot of times what I'll see is guys will post a couple times 1 week and then they'll stop for months. You gotta keep going. That's the way social media works, is you've gotta keep going. You gotta keep getting your name out there. You gotta get better at making videos. You gotta get more educational with the content. Teach homeowners how to spot red flags in a contractor. Teach homeowners what they should look out for, etc. Right? Trust building content. So reasons people should trust you. Educational content. Like I said, an example is 5 red flags to look out for when hiring a contractor. Number 1, they're too cheap. Number 2, they don't have any reviews, etc. And then you're going to take the videos that do good, meaning the videos that get a bunch of likes, get a bunch of comments, get a bunch of views compared to the others, and you're going to take those winners and you're going to make them into ads. These two work together. Even though you just started doing ads, you still need to keep posting this organic content because the people that watch your ads are going to go and watch your free organic content to see if they actually like you, to see if you do good work, to see if you're trustworthy, etc. So now that you took those winners, you turn them into ads, and you put money behind them, you need to make different forms of those winners. Let's say you post 10 videos. One of those videos gets 1,000 views, the other gets 300. You're gonna take that video that got 1,000 views and try to make that one video in 20, 30 different ways and put it into meta ads. Because the more videos you put in there, the more that meta can test. And the more it tests, the better data that you're gonna get, so you get out to the right people that are ultimately going to buy from you. And before we get to here, there's a lot that goes into this stuff. So if you have the money, I would recommend that you hire somebody. Think about it like this. Let's say you're a roofer and a homeowner says, I'm gonna save my money. I'm just going to build the roof myself. I'm gonna replace it myself. They're probably going to come back to you like, hey, I didn't know how hard this was. I can't climb up on the ladder. I'm too scared. My roof is leaking. Or maybe you're a concrete guy. They tried building their patio, but then it cracked after just a couple of months. It's the same way with meta ads. It's better to just hire a professional that actually knows what they're doing. Or if you have the right resources, you have a young guy that actually knows what he's doing, you can hire him as well. Or take the time to figure out yourself. I will say, if you're not very tech savvy, you're looking at about 40 hours per month spent on the organic side and the ads. And then you gotta pump money into the ads, which I would recommend about $1,000 a month as the minimum for the ads, because if you're doing anything less than that, then you're not giving Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, you're not giving them enough data to test your ads, to test what audience, test what people to send your ads to. That's why you need to just start with the foundation if you can't spend $1,000 a month on those. If you're looking to hire an agency, typically you're looking at $1,000 a month for them, and then you're looking at $1,000 a month on the ads at the minimum. Now, we get into the system, all right? There's a lot of moving parts to this. This isn't some very basic, some super easy thing. There's a lot that goes into the ads. Like I'm trying to explain as much as I can, but this is probably 30% of what actually goes into it, because you've got to make the video, you've got to research your audience, you've got to test. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot on the back end as well. You have the ad itself, all right? So what you're putting the money behind. Then you have the content. So when people go to your page, they watch your free content. All of this stuff works together. Your landing page. When you're running meta ads, the call to action, so the action that it's going to have people take, you have multiple different things. You can let people send you a message. I do not recommend that. You can make people fill out a form to get in contact with you. If you're just getting started, that's a good option. If you have a little bit more money and you want to get more serious people, send them to a landing page. All right, do not send them to your website. Your website has your website has a lot of buttons to click. Your website is good for Google, all right? Your website is not built for meta ads. So you need a landing page that is built for one service, one particular thing, and you need to get them to take one particular action. So on this landing page, you need to make it clear on what you do. Like I said, be very specific. So for example, we do bathroom remodeling in Cincinnati. Very, very specific. It's not saying we do landscaping, we do concrete, we do roofing, everything, right? Do not do that. You want to be very, very specific with that landing page. All right, and then now we get to Google. Once again, going back to the foundation, you need to have your Google business profile set up. I have a link in my bio. You can go watch the video, take the hour of your time, get it set up, get reviews, because people that see your business online, people that see your ads, people that see your content, people that see your landing page and don't immediately get in contact with you, there's a good chance that they might go to Google and they want to see reviews. They want to see what other people are saying about your business. If they get more interested, they go to your website. That way they learn more about your business, and then maybe there they actually get in contact with you. This isn't a straight line, all right? This is like an all over the place kind of thing. Somebody might see your ad and then they go watch your content and then they go to your landing page. Or maybe somebody sees your content and then they look you up on Google and then they go to your website. Or maybe somebody goes to Google, type in your business or type up your services, and then they click on you and then they click on your website. Right? So it's all over the place. This is a system. All of these things right here, they work together. So now that we got that out of the way, retargeting ads are very, very important. So what retargeting ads are, you can set an ad campaign where it retargets the people that saw your ad or saw your content or went to your landing page. So these are a lot warmer people, but because these people saw your ad, they saw your content, whatever, and you retarget them, they're a lot warmer. So it's a lot more likely that they're actually going to click on your landing page and fill out the form to get in contact with you or give you a call or whatever action you have them take. So retargeting ads are very, very important after you get all of this. Now you're not going to need to spend as much money on retargeting ads. It's going to be a lot less. Maybe, depending on your campaign, depending on your strategy, etc., you're looking at like 5% of your money is getting spent on retargeting ads after you're doing this for a couple of months. We got one more thing. So the foundation, sorry, I need some water. So once again, the foundation, Google business profile, got the link in bio, shows you exactly how to do it. Get a website. Why meta ads? They're very predictable and they're scalable. Then we get into organic, so start posting videos. That way you know what works. That way you know what people like. You take those winners, you turn them into ads. And then you make a bunch of different variations of those winners. And then, keep in mind, it's not a direct line. You have your ad, you have your content, you have your landing page, you have Google. You might need multiple landing pages actually, if you have multiple different services that you're advertising on Meta. Your landing page, Google, and your website, they all work together. Like I said, it's not a straight line. People bounce all over the place. Then make sure you're running retargeting ads. Like oftentimes these retargeting campaigns can get very, very good bang for your buck compared to these. Don't get me wrong, these ads, if you do everything correctly, you can still get a very good return on your investment. We need to track data. The entire time we need to track data. I really should put this at like right here. You need to track your data. Because if you're not tracking anything and you're kind of just like freeballing this, then you don't even know if it's working. A big mistake that people make, a big mistake that agencies make, and contractors don't know this because a lot of agencies will screw contractors. And they probably don't even know it because they don't even know what they're doing, right? You need to track your data. It doesn't matter how much one lead costs. A lot of people ask me, how much should I get? How much should a lead cost? It doesn't matter. It matters a little bit, but like let's say you're getting 100 leads and you spent $10 on each. So you spent $1,000, now you have 100 leads. But you don't sell any of those leads because they're crappy leads. You made no money. You spent $1,000 and you made no money. So it's important that you track your data. And the most important metric isn't your cost per lead. Your most important metric is your ROI, your return on investment. If you put $100 in, like how much money are you going to get out of it? That is the most important metric. Cost per lead doesn't matter. So if your marketing agency, maybe you have one right now, they're not telling you your ROI, or you don't know your ROI, your return on investment, you need to figure that out because you might even be losing money if you're not tracking things correctly. But that's pretty much like 30% of what goes into it. Now you just gotta actually do it. But if you want help building the foundation, so your Google business profile, like I said, there's a free video training in my bio. You'll click the link, we'll send it over to you. And then if you need help building the website, you want us to build it for you, we do build websites. So, if you want it done properly, hire us. We can give you a quote. Once again, there's going to be a link in the bio for that. Or, figure out how to do it yourself. But we have a lot of guys that come to us after they build it themselves and they say, we're not making any money from it, right? So I would recommend that you hire somebody. Kind of like the homeowner thing. They say they want to build it themselves. They want to build their own roof. But it doesn't come out right? They're not roofers. It's the same thing when it comes to marketing agencies. Just make sure, you don't have to hire me, but make sure that whoever you hire actually has proof, they have testimonials, etc. But I hope this helps you guys, and let me know what you guys think.